Hey guys, Jeremiah with Riton Optics here with Clint over at Thunder Ranch to talk about the new Thunder Ranch 1-6. First, I'll give you the little Riton side of it. When me and Clint started working on this, the 1-6 is great. One power, right, is no power. That's what you would see with your common eyes, and so that's a big field of view, quick acquisition.
Gathers light.
It just gathers lots of light. That's nice. Goes up to 6, which we were bringing steel at almost 700 yards last night,
right.
So you can definitely do more work. But 1, 2, 3, 400, 500 yards, what it's made for. We have a Green Illumination, something that Clint wanted. Green's a little easier on the eyes. It relaxes your eyes a little, whereas the red does not. We have a nice throw lever that's integrated, so if you don't like the throw lever, you can unscrew it, take it out,
throw it away.
Yeah, put a cap in there,
Right.
or it's nice to have it on there with gloves and stuff. You can catch hold of it. Do that. Obviously, cap turrets, because we're coming in and out of cars, in and out of windows and things. So, and then the reticle. Clint said 16-inch, 5.56 with standard ammo, right?
Right.
That's what he wanted a BDC for. So that's what we have. You can do 100 to 500 yards on the BDC with the reticle, and there's 10 and 5 mile an hour wind holds, full value wind holds, with the corresponding lines also in there, and that's kind of my part. It's a nice high-end scope. It's a HD glass. We talked about HD
Right.
earlier. It just works. But tell us what
I think the big thing in BDCs right off the get-go is to remind people that a BDC had to be shot and or measured with a type of ammunition,
right?
Not every
correct.
Round of ammunition.
Yes.
A guy goes, well, my
Oh my
BDC
gosh.
doesn't work with 40 grain bullets, and then the next guy argues, well, I'm shooting 77s. So the deal with it is you might note a slight variation.
Yeah.
If you went from 40s, to like 77s or something
yeah.
like that, yeah. So you gotta be fair on that. They were general guidelines. In my mind's eye, I always kind of visualize like 55 grain ball,
yeah.
Okay, because that's the most common ammunition. And somebody goes, well, the military, yeah, we're not in the military. Yeah, I'm not in the military. Okay, still for me to go buy ammo, I can find 55 grain ball pretty easy. And people go, well, it's not that accurate. I got it. In my mind's eye, this is not a surgical rifle. This is a precision rifle. Historically in the service, they would call them designated marksman. It's a guy that's got a little bit of glass that can provide overwatch if we're fighting, and the world becomes more urbanized every day, so that's the idea in it. And I totally agree on the one power, which I really hammer my students is, like if you have this rifle and you have this optic in your house, make sure that it's set on one power.
Yeah.
If you get up and you live in, Pump Handle, Montana, and you look out and see a target a nominal 400 yards away, there'll be plenty of time to dial up. But like if the guy's 40 yards or 14 yards down the hallway,
yeah.
then like you said, if I look at
Yeah.
this deer, all I see is kind of fur mode. So, you start to use the mechanism. When I have people in class, I make it mandatory that they shift this as they go. I want them to know that one, if I shoot at 2 and it hits here, when I put it on 6, it still hits there. Okay, the only variable would be the operator, of course, so
right.
you kind of get that idea. But the whole idea in this was to get an affordable optic that did a series of things, but all within the spectrum of what my school basically, and when I say my, I don't mean mine personally, mine, Heidi's, the staff,
Right.
yeah, you, I mean, it's yours too now, okay, I make you clean up stuff, okay, so, but the deal with it is, it's like, the concept is a fighting optic, something, when people go, well, could I use it for squirrel hunting? I don't want to fight anybody. Yes, Forrest, you can use it for squirrel hunting, okay, so, yeah, conceptually, conflictual type environments, the thing is built up a little tougher. One of my strong points that I asked for, okay, which Riton did, was a quick release optic. I got it, the optic is great, I love it, okay, but add mud, blood, guts, gear, damage, fell out of here, someone slammed the tank lid on it, then I still have my irons that I can go to as I go back to getting my scope replaced if I'm in the military, whatever.
And a red dot is a good choice for a lot of things too.
Yeah,
so if
right.
you just want to pull it off to do closer indoor
so,
stuff.
And in theory, if you go to 1 and you turn the green on, you are basically running a dot. I mean,
dot,
like,
You just center the whole reticle.
Right,
is all you gotta do,
everything that's available. And, even Chris and I, Mr. Happy Camera, okay, we were talking about, like, remember what really gets people in trouble on this platform is not my rifle and not my scope, but the combination of two things where people don't grasp that the offset, the center of the bore, and the center of the optic are offset. And so now when I try to use it at short range, we'll say, I don't care what, and I can prove it, 25 yards and closer, it doesn't matter what your zero is. Most law enforcement in America, point of impact at 50. And if you look at a city street, that gives you the idea, you know, house, sidewalk, whatever, okay? If people ask me, I just go with 100. I live out here, I can, and I know 100 stuff in my head. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on with it. It's a nominal 4-inch drop, a nominal 13-inch drop at 3, you know, and so, but the offset, no matter what the zero is very important. And I got it. This is not supposed to be a choir meeting, okay? But at the same time, if we're going to spend the time and you're going to spend the time watching this, then they're going to spend the time building this, and he's going to spend the time filming it, then damn well learn something from it. I know people don't believe it, but I don't know everything about it. But this thing, I got this thing. And so I built, or I didn't build, I asked for and got, okay, what I wanted in this, which was an affordable yet very strong optic. If it looks a little raggedy, okay, that's because this is a school gun, okay? I actually blew some of the dirt off of it. Giving a rifle to a student is like giving a private of Marines a bowling ball. They will dick it up, okay? So they bang it, wank on it. Oh, I lost your scope knob. Do I want them to abuse it? No, but they have been used hard.
I remember you told me, he called me and said, you know who doesn't take care of stuff? People that don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And that's who we put it in the hands of. They didn't have to pay for it, and they treated it as such.
But I still make people accountable for it, so I bark at them. But, so it's strong. Can it break? Yes. The space shuttle broke twice. No disrespect intended or implied, okay? If it's mechanical, it can break. Have they made an honest and sincere effort at making it as solid as it can be? Somebody goes like, well, it's not a Smith bender. Yes, you're right. It's also not $4,000, okay? And I have a wife who broke a Smith bender, okay? So detectives would call that a clue, okay? So yeah, it's a solid piece of gear. I got no qualms about having the logo on the side. And if anybody knows anything about me, I'm very skittish about using my logo. Okay,
Right, yeah.
I don't give it away. So,